Hello, hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, I have a very special guest. That's right, Miss Mushmellow over at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, and I are here to spill
Pee in the pool?
no,
No.
spill the tea, not spill the pee.
Spill the
Spill the tea.
You beat me to it. You know me so well.
I can predict what your brain is going to say to try to screw me up, so I have to record the intro 5 or 6 times. Not gonna work today, ma'am. Not gonna work today.
I'll get you someday.
You'll probably get me later in the video, so it's fine. If you are new here, this is our dysfunctional talk show where we tackle maybe serious topics and not so serious topics, and we encourage everybody to join in on the live chat because this will be a premiere. But have no fear, if you are not able to watch it live, you can follow along with the live chat the day after, and you can always join in on the comments because we love interaction, and it's kind of what today's video is about a little bit, right?
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed because you started off a poet, but then you fell
Sorry.
off. You were like, no, you were like something about live chat. That's why we're here, live chat premiere or something like that. And I was like, oh, look at her go. She got a. We're gonna get a rap out of Kristyn, and then no.
No, I'm gonna save the wrap for a different month. I don't know, maybe January, perhaps.
Ooh. Oh, maybe.
Maybe, but that's a later date conversation for sure.
Yeah, that's colder weather. We're talking this episode. We're talking about the hot summer months. We're
The
talking about
hot summer. Before we get into our topic, why don't we go over what we are working with? I will let you go first.
Got my ZAP Designs pink, black, and white 4-dite pen, courtesy of some schlub. And then I have my Reid's Putty right here that I'm working with in the pen. I'm still working on testing the Ephemera 3D washy bottom Deep 6 tray here, and the canvas is an AliExpress acrylic square drill Lucifer from the TV show Lucifer, Tom Ellis. I've got my Beast Crafty Corner release papers in Spilling the Tea, Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, my channel situation, and oh my gosh, a Pink and Black 2025 release papers on here.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, and a prototype diamond painting nail saving ring that Ephemera 3D is printing up and having us test. So I'm doing the thing, testing it.
Very, very nice. Well, some of my supplies are very similar to yours, and I just want to put this out there that we did not coordinate this at all. But I am also using a ZAP Designs pen and the washy bottom tray from Ephemera 3D. Everybody put in the chat or in the comments, it needs to be called Washy Ear Bottom Tray. I'm just saying, I think it would be a fantastic name. I have no sway, but I just really feel like there needs to be a ear bottom in the name.
Or what about washy bottom tray? Something nail saver with the fur.
Nail saver with the fur, yes. And I do have the nail saver test apparatus, if you will, and you wear yours on your thumb, but I actually like to wear it on my pointer finger, which it just shows that you could do it. You could have it a different finger, different way. And some people may not even want to wear it. You could just, have it here and pick it up and use it to open your containers or whatnot. But I feel like if it's not on my finger, I'm not going to remember to use it.
We could. That's something. Hey, Wolfman and Kit Kat, if you guys are watching, there's a note. If you're looking for additional model styles, you could make one without the finger hole and just make it solid for people to pinchy hold.
A pinchy
It's a,
hold,
it's
yeah,
a thought.
it is a thought. And I am also using Reid's Putty right here. And I have my these Crafty Corner release papers. I forgot a cover minder to try to hold these in place. Yeah, and then I'm working on an Ever After canvas. This is Life is Sweet, and this is from Ever After, and they did send me to this as a sneaky peeky when they first opened, and I am very much enjoying this canvas. I actually did just order two more canvases from them. Oh my gosh, I need to find a cover minder. Oh, Mush, I have an envelope right here. And
Oh.
this is from you.
Oh.
I did open it, but I haven't looked in it yet. Is this appropriate to open on camera?
Oh, yeah. Yep,
Okay.
yep, yep, yep. Go for it.
Maybe I won't read the note for obvious reasons.
I don't even
And
remember putting a note in there, so who knows what it says?
I don't know. Okay. You sent me back my release papers from the
I
cat canvas?
I abso-freaking-lutely did. I
But
that was not staying in my house any longer than humanly possible.
but they're so cute.
It was aggravating the dog.
No, Charlotte likes cute things. Don't even put that on the dog. And your poor chickens and all your animals still don't have costumes. Someday you're going to get an Amazon package. There's going to be some costumes in it. I'm just saying.
Nope.
Okay, well I got those back and you sent me back my Care Bear washi tape. It does look like you used quite a bit. So,
I did, but I didn't want that in my house either.
wow. And then
Sharing
what
is
is
caring.
and then this? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I just said I needed a cover minder, but I was not expecting this cover
It's
minder.
you could call it Lucifer. You
Mm,
could call it Tom Ellis.
nice. I'm gonna
You
put it
could call it Jason
right
Momoa.
right here on your face. I'm gonna put it right there. But actually, I do need to move these because this is the section I'm working in. I'm working on the cat face. Look at that. I probably shouldn't put it on the cat face. That seems wrong. We won't be doing that, but I will put it right there so it's in shot for everyone to see. Yes, you're welcome. Sharing is caring.
Yep, little spice in life. There you go.
Oh my goodness, spice, spice, spice. Speaking of spice, what is our topic today? Hey guys, just a reminder, there will be bloopers at the end because Mushy and I are nothing but professional. Boop boop.
Summer slump.
Summer slump. Does that mean we have bad posture in the summertime? Or a different kind of slump?
A summer rut. A summer slump.
Summer
Yeah.
slump.
I think we should talk about because I know I've been mentioning it a bit. I think you might have posted about it too or commented on a post, but um, the summer slump is upon us. It's that time of year again where a lot of industries go kind of get their hours like for example, a really good example for from my experience is like restaurants and stuff. You get used to 3/4 of the year, every other month, season being dinner rushes at a certain time, breakfast rush, lunch rush, dinner rush. But summer comes around and all of a sudden everything, slows down. People don't come in until real late after a long day, out and about. And basically, the summer season sucks for a lot of industries because it changes up their active hours, or it draws people away from certain things like TVs and devices and YouTube. So, yeah,
Well,
it causes a slump.
and that's, yeah, I mean, and I was kind of thinking about this before we were, going to film, and it kind of reminded me of, I mean, it's not, maybe not so much now, but, as a kid, I remember a lot of things revolved around TV shows, at night you kind of, you would sit down and you would have your favorite shows, and they would always go on summer break. And I always used to wonder, well, why do they do that? Because I want to watch my favorite show year round. And then, you realize they always would bring in the maybe the not top quality shows in the summer, or they would test things out during the summer, or they play reruns. And I think that also could kind of apply to YouTubeage, like what we have been noticing, where, you're not getting as many views or as much interaction during the summer. And I think maybe that's why the TV shows didn't put out their top quality content, because why are you going to be putting out, A plus level stuff when half the people aren't even around to watch it?
Yeah, and I remember that as a kid too, and that was back like way before and even during like with VCRs and stuff,
Yes.
You could only tape what 2 hours worth of something on a VCR anyway, so you could only maybe get 2 out of your 4 evening shows and stuff. So, but yeah, I remember that too. It would always the TV shows would consistently go on because that's where you see um a lot of older shows. If you go on a binge watching session, if you feel nostalgic and you watch an old show, you'll notice before a certain time period or whatever, they would have like 26 episodes per season, like per
Mhm.
year. And then they realized, oh my gosh, I think they realized our ratings plummet in the summer because nobody's home watching it. The people are out riding their bikes, playing outside, going on vacations. They're swimming in pools. They're doing cooking out. They're doing summer activities. They're not coming in to watch their show. And so then you see it go down to 13 episodes per season, or maybe even 9 or 8, because I think in large part it's because of seasonal summer slumping. You just the ratings plummet and nothing is performed. So why pay to produce those shows and those pay those actors and stuff like that when nobody is watching?
So I noticed. So I was looking back in the YouTube. What do you call it? I almost said algorithm, but that is not the right word.
Analytics.
I was well, yes, I was looking at the analytics, and I was also looking because I couldn't remember when I put my first video out, but I know it was July, and it
You
looks like
couldn't remember the first time you put out?
mm, a video, a video. Yes, family
Oh,
friendly. Thank you very much,
yes.
ma'am.
Well, that's
Um,
what I meant, was it putting out a video. What were you
okay,
thinking?
I not thinking what you're thinking. Uh, and
Sorry.
I didn't experience the summer slump the first year I had my channel because I started my channel in mid July. So, I had like 5 subscribers, right? So I didn't notice a slump. If anything, I was just excited there might be people watching my videos. But I did notice it last year, and it was kind of confusing because I had no idea that was even a thing, because I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. It was kind of like,
I remember having a conversation about it with you last summer as well. Like I don't remember how it started, but I know that we were talking about what the heck happened. Is something wrong with the channels or the two bits of ubis or something? Because just everything's going along fine. Everything's on an upward trajectory. Words are hard. The channel's growing, views are viewing, engagements engaging, and then all of a sudden, brick wall. Boom, just plummet. Where did everybody go? What happened? Did I say something wrong? Did I fart? Like, do I stink? Like, what happened?
yes, you did fart and you probably do stink, but that's the Arkansas water. It's not YouTube's fault on that. But no, I remember being like, this is weird. Why, like nobody's complaining, like, hey, you're doing something wrong and we're not watching your videos anymore or anything like that. And I know you've done so much more research about how YouTube works and all of the I almost said the back alley. You know
The
more
back
about back
alley.
alley.
Well, as long as you don't say the back door. I mean,
You know more about the the nitty-gritty and the details about that kind of, like, analytics and stuff. Like, I had never even really looked at that stuff. I would look at the app, but it would be more like, "Okay, great, I published a video. Oh, 5 thumbs up. Good job." I didn't even I don't and I still don't fully understand what all the graphs and all the things mean, but you have taught me some things. You're like, "No, dummy, look at this. What does that say?" So yeah, I remember talking about it last year, and then we also kind of spoke about it recently because it's like, here comes the summer slump. What are you gonna do to either combat the summer slump, or are you just gonna lean into it and maybe, you know, take it easy and not stress yourself out to make a bunch of content, or maybe take a vacation. And I know you can talk about what your very ambitious plans are for that.
I'm scared. I'll just tell you that now. Spoiler, I'm scared. I might have bit off more than I can chew. The end.
Wait, you don't think you can put out 5 videos a week for multiple weeks at a time? Really?
We'll see. I'm gonna try. We're gonna see what happens.
So what do you think that will accomplish? What is
Well,
your thought process behind putting out let's say 5 videos in one week? What do you think is going to happen, or what do you hope is going to happen?
here. Let me just rewind, backpedal a little bit.
Okay, backpedal. Rewind.
I'm backpedaling a little bit, just as far as, yeah, I had noticed the summer slump come in, and it came in hard, and it was right around the time schools were starting to let out. There's a general, like, couple week time frame where schools get out, and my views plummeted, engagement went down, like, all the stats just shoop, and I'm like, okay, well, here it comes. It's about that time of year, and so I kind of knew it was coming. I've seen it in other industries, and so I knew it was summer. The summer slump was coming. We see it, like, anybody who does food delivery driving. You probably notice it. The slump occurring, and business only picking up after dark when kids are meant to be home and everybody's done doing outside stuff. Um, the most busy part of the day goes from what we're used to, usually daytime and afternoon, to late at night, if or weekends. And so I saw it coming, I saw it happen, and I'm like, you know what? Um, this is a slow time of year for video watching, consistent video watching by the viewership, and so I'm like, I kind of need a break too, and I don't want to burn out, and I have a lot of personal real life stuff coming up. So I saw a commercial on TV for, I think it was like mentioning Shark Week, or it reminded me of Shark Week. And I was like, "Oh yeah, Shark Week's in the summer." Um and I'm like, maybe I could, maybe that's something I could do. I thought it sounded like fun. I know I enjoyed Shark Week, in the summer, and that was the one week of the summer where I made sure I was home all day, every day for Shark Week. I wanted to see all the shows until they started repeating. But I just thought that was, like, really fun, and it usually by that time I was pretty well burnt, and from going to the pool and riding bikes with my friends, or me being outside as an adult playing with Leah, or cooking out, or whatever. And so that was about a good time for me to come in the house and stay indoors for a little bit and recover from sunburn and whatnot. So that's how I plan to combat the summer slump. I don't know if it's gonna combat it, but I want to do it. I think it sounds like a fun idea, and I'm hoping that it somehow helps the algorithm. What I'm doing is the staycation, hot as hell, summer staycation content palooza. And basically, I'm going to try to do 3 to 4 weeks of Monday through Friday videos and each week is going to have a theme, much like Shark Week. We're going to have a Tales from the Current week, and we're going to have a Figure It Out Friday week. We're going to have a week I can't discuss here in front of Kristen. We're going to we're going to have another week I might introduce a new series to my channel and kick it off with a week of that content. If I can't do the 5 days, I'll do at least 3 days each week. But my goal is the Monday through Friday. What I'm hoping that's going to do is I'm hoping that the algorithm seeing, more videos, more exposure, so I'm hoping that it gets more of my videos in front of more new people and potentially lure more people to the dark side of diamond art and come hang out and watch some videos and maybe make some new friends. And if not, or even if so, provide the other people who maybe aren't going outside baking in the sun
Yeah.
some content, some kind of fun thematic content, like I said, I was inspired by Shark Week. I'm hoping, I don't know, I guess I'm hoping that it will get more of my videos out there to whoever's still in the house or on their devices watching YouTube from the pool. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's a good point because, I always tend to think that everybody watches YouTube like I watch YouTube, which is not the case. Most times I am, sitting down and diamond painting, and that's when I watch YouTube. But not everybody is, that it can be maybe that habitual about things, or maybe they don't have a routine. Maybe it's, I'm having a video on while I cook dinner, or it's I have a video on in the car and we're just listening to it, while the kids are, at soccer practice or whatever the case may be. And so it's good to think that, okay, maybe not everybody is following the same, they're not all watching YouTube at the same time and in the same way that someone else might be doing it. And so, like you said, not everybody is away from home like that. It's, some people, yes, they're going on trips, they're, more family activities, more XYZ, whatever, but not everybody is that way. Not everybody has, a bunch of things scheduled. And so it is nice that there is still some content and maybe even some consistency for people who aren't, disappearing for the summer.
Right. And this is it's a little selfish too because I'm going to work a little bit harder now at the front end of the slump and be making extra content for my staycation content palooza. But really, I'm going on. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going on vacation from YouTube, sort of. I'm not actually going anywhere except for some medical trips. So I'm not like going on a fantastic cruise or driving up to Branson, Missouri, or whatever. But for the most part, Branson, it's in the Ozarks. It's an amusement park. It's popular in the region.
Okay.
But I'm it's going to be a staycation for me. I'm not going anywhere exotic or fancy or on any, big trips or anything. But I also need to take a break, and that's the other part of it. I've had my channel for a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. It'll be 2 years in November. And I have not once taken a break, like an actual. I might have missed a video here or there, or put out a late video here or there because I needed more time for something, but I haven't taken a break, and I don't want to burn out. And I'm starting to feel a little burnty outy. And what better time to take a little a little break from tubus of ubis and content creation on a consistent schedule-y basis than when the schedule is messed up because of summer. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the ulterior motive as well. Is I'm essentially kind of I'm going to be in comments and stuff like that, but the videos are going to be pre-recorded and scheduled to come out. I'm not going to actually be behind the screen pushing the buttons, releasing the videos, um, because I'm taking a don't what did I just call it? Don't burn out break. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
And that is a good point too, because as much as I mean, depending on how many videos somebody puts out a week, let's say you put out 3 videos or 4 videos and you try to keep to a schedule, at the end of the day, real life happens, and real life takes priority over making videos. And also, it is very easy to try to, like, the second you put a video out, you're thinking, okay, now I need to film something else. Now I need to, okay, what am I going to do this? Oh, this canvas is almost done. What am I going to do next? And it is very easy to get burnout. And maybe people in the chat, in comments, maybe they can chime in to say, hey, yeah, I've seen channels where people are like, I'm tired, I need a break. Because just because you put out a 30-minute video doesn't mean it only took 30 minutes to make.
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
there's a lot more
three
behind it.
videos a week. I don't know about anybody else, but we've talked about it and we've kind of mentioned it in prior episodes of Spilling the Tea, touched on it. But we do three videos a week. You and I kind of have a similar amount that we release, and that takes like all of my free time. Just those 3 videos to film, edit, make thumbnails, get description boxes, get links, make sure that I do my research and take notes beforehand so that I don't mess up like I spoiler, like I did the other day with the roller. Um, I my notes were wonky because I'm starting to get tired. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to get a little lazy, and I just shorthanded something and misread it, and um I sort of misinformed. Sorry, a little bit. And the shop owner came in and with the comments and correctly informed, and I felt so bad, but I'm like, yeah, that's the first time that's ever happened. I need to take a break because we need breaks too. But it takes a lot longer than one might think to produce even one video when you're doing 3 a week. It can quickly eat up your free time, and then um you could do that consistently. It becomes, I hate to say it, but becomes job-esque in that even at a job, when you work and you go to work every day or every other day of the week, you get a vacation. There's a vacation time for a reason. It's so you don't burn out. And I think we take for granted, oh, all we do is really craft and make content. And a lot of people might think, what's the big deal? But it can be a lot of work, and it deserves a vacation too.
I think too, I think we've all, maybe, let's say we've watched a TV show, and all of a sudden you notice a shift in maybe the content, or maybe the actors, or whatever it is. And sometimes you can just tell when maybe somebody's not fully in it anymore. Like, even YouTube videos. Like, I'm sure that somebody's watched a video where, like, wow, they don't sound like themselves, or they sound tired, or they sound off, or they sound really distracted, or something that makes the video maybe stick out in their brains as, like, is something wrong? Is something going on? And I think definitely people can suffer burnout in any industry. And also, if you're just pumping videos out, one after another, you're going to get burnout, and people are going to notice it in your content. And people might not, and I think too, sometimes I think oversaturation can also be detrimental, because I mean, I don't know of many people that I would wanna watch a new video from them once every day. You know what I mean? Like, I need
Well,
some variety in my
you
life.
better put on your big girl pants, in this summer for staycation. No.
Well, right, but that's not your regular thing.
No, this is just kind of a and honestly, it's just kind of a like I said, I saw Shark Week, got inspired, and it's just kind of a fun thing for people that are staying home. If you want daily content for a little while everybody else is on vacation and doing summer stuff, but I fully 100% do not expect everybody to watch everything. I just I thought it would be fun that no matter what day they turn on the Tubus of Ubis, there's a new episode of the Shark Week
And I
show.
think that's a little different than what I'm saying, is that, you have a vision in mind. You have a plan, you have a goal. I think maybe in terms of, you can tell maybe when somebody, is just not in it, they're just maybe they're tired, maybe they're going through stuff and they're kind of forcing themselves to pump out videos because, maybe they're worried, okay, if I don't put out all these videos, the algorithm is going to punish me, or, people will forget about me, or, whatever. I mean, we all do it to ourselves, and I think we all have to be kind to ourselves and remind us that, we deserve breaks, and people will still be there. YouTube might be a jerk and they might decide to not, push your content because you take a break, but there are probably ways that you could get back onto the algorithm gravy train, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, and I mean, I think sometimes we see it with I know I've noticed extreme content oversaturation happens a lot sometimes with newer creators. They think, because they want their channel to get noticed, I got to put out a video every day, and if I miss a day, then that's a lost opportunity. People that's lost growth, and stuff. And, there is such a thing as oversaturation. That's my only concern with my summer staycation, is I'm hoping that it doesn't get seen as oversaturation, but we'll see. We'll find out, and I'll report back and let you know.
Exactly. Well, and I think too, like I said, you have a vision, you kind of have a game planned, and
It's
so
a theme. It's a
yes.
thematic thing, it's not a permanent thing. It's not like, this is the start of my channel going, having video releases 5 days a week, every week for the rest of its life. No. No, no, I could not do that. Even if I didn't edit them, I would run out of things to say. I would
That
run
would be my
out of things to say.
Yeah, that would definitely be my fare. I mean too, you I mean, how many things can you work on? How many things can you kit up or kit down? Or, I mean, at least for me personally, because I do bigger canvases, there's no way I could be trying to pump out 5 videos a week. I don't have enough content, even if I have specialized, things like, I have my cross stitch conversion and I have the freestyle quilt block canvas. But even then, unless I'm doing a time lapse or putting in some music, people ain't going to want to listen to me 5 days a week. I really don't think they are. Because if I'm just pulling random things to say out of my, cheeks, I feel like people will be like, okay, no, that's enough of Kristen. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel that way too, and then I'm just like, "Well, the sun rose again today, you guys. We're here for another whip and chat. This
Yeah.
is day 19, in a row. Here we go. The sun did rise. It is bright. It is warm. It's got warm outside. I saw a bug fly by the window. Um, I'm doing the same thing I did the last 19 days right here. Like what I'm breathing. I changed my clothes. I took a shower. Like what are you supposed to talk about when if you I don't know. Let a day in the life. It reminds me of that Truman Show. I mean, I don't want to become the Truman Show with Jim Carrey, where he's living life, and I guess that's people's entertainment. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh.
I don't want it to become that, so, yeah, I couldn't do it. Kudos to those who can, though, and like to and want to. I don't think, people want to know that much about me, my life, and in the literal minute by minute play of what goes on in my days. And I also, I got to keep a piece of myself for me, so I don't think I want everybody riding on my shoulder every day, all day. Okay, you guys, I got to pause. I got to go pee.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe live streaming is a little different in the sense of you do have other people to interact with in the comments, in the live chat. So, maybe you're not just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
But I know that's not what you are doing. Maybe you could go outside and count the trees and count all the leaves on the trees. And oh, yep, we had 57 leaves today. Oh, breaking news! Breaking news! I think we may have lost one. Nope, never mind. Found it. It was hiding. Crisis averted. Thought we were gonna have something new, but no. So that is your plan for the summer, and trying to maybe not necessarily avoid the summer slump, but kind of working with the summer slump, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of working with it. I'm making fun of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm gonna kind of be making fun of it in terms of we all know the summer slump occurs, and that's when things like Shark Week come on and stuff. And I'm just gonna kind of lean into it a little bit, and I'm gonna put the entire summer's worth of content up pretty much one after another. Um, but nobody's gonna be behind the curtain. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be responding to comments and things like that, but I am gonna be on a staycation here at home. I'm gonna be chillaxing and, yeah, that's I'm gonna kinda lean into it, use it as an opportunity to potentially reach more people and, provide some company to those who are stuck in the house during the summer, and it's a win-win-win all the way around, in my opinion. Entertainment for anyone who wants it, and a little mental health, physical health vacation from the tubus of ubis behind the scenes for me. Without because I was going to ask you about this. I have talked to several creators who took a break from YouTube. And I mean like a break. They took a couple months off, they took a year off. They got burnt out or something happened in life and they had to stop making content and they stepped away. And that's something else, and this kind of creates some pressure for creators because you step away too long and it can kill your channel. And that was something else I wanted to avoid. I didn't want to just say, guys, there's no new content for a month on the channel because I've got life and I'm going to do things. Um because that can actually hurt too. So too much content can hurt and not enough content can hurt. But I have talked to several people who took a break and when they came back from the break expected to come back to their thousands of subscribers and have their viewership jump right back into the videos and comments with them and stuff. And they came back and most of the people were gone. They're not getting the views, they're not getting the engagement. Um, yeah, that's a concern too, a little bit. It's kind of a different topic, but I mean, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. So I didn't want to fully go on vacation and say, and completely go away from the channel and disappear for a month. You know what I mean?
No, that I see where that could definitely be a problem. And I think another thing with a hobby channel, like a very niche specific channel like diamond painting, is that sometimes people leave the hobby. Some people they subscribe, they watch, and then maybe they find a new hobby, or they don't get any enjoyment out of the hobby anymore. And so, a lot of people, if you were really into, I don't know, like making resin art, let's say, and you followed a bunch of channels making resin art. Well, if you don't do it anymore, you might not watch a lot of those channels unless you're really, really involved and you like the person's personality, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think leaving the channel to take a break, and then coming back, there could be a lot of people who maybe are still subscribed, but just don't watch that kind of content anymore too. And that is another thing with this hobby I've noticed is, you'll interact with people, they'll comment on every video, and then all of a sudden it's like they're just kind of gone. And then you'll think about it and you're like, oh my gosh, I hope that person is okay, because like, not that we know everybody personally who comments, but you kind of get used to the same people commenting. And so when you don't see their name or their username, then I mean, I don't know about you, but then sometimes I'll be like, oh man, I hope that I hope blah 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 is okay.
Well, I
I
know
haven't
that
seen
I've
anything.
messaged you about a couple people before.
Yeah,
Like, have you heard from,
XYZ.
XYZ? Because they were very, very active, and I haven't seen them comment. Like, it's been a couple weeks now. It's been a month now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope they're okay. Like, have we heard from them? Is it, and I don't know if I'm completely comfortable. I don't want anybody to ever feel pressured. So I don't want to reach out and just be like, you know,
Why aren't
you
you
know,
commenting on my videos?
where'd you go? I don't want to do that, but I do notice, I care about my community, and I know you do too. And I pay attention to who's commenting and on Facebook and on YouTube. And when someone who's pretty regularly vocal in one of those communication methods drifts off or suddenly disappears, my gosh, I am just beside. Not I don't. It's not a selfish thing. It's not like oh well, I just lost something. It's not like that. It's like, are, are they okay? Because life happens. Like, are they health wise okay? Physically, are they okay? Do they still craft anymore? Are you out there? Just let me know you're okay. Just
Right.
give me a thumbs up. Send me a thumb up emoji so I know you're out there. And we share a lot of the same community too. So a lot of times we both notice the same things at the same time. And we've talked about that before, like, oh my gosh, I hope these people are okay.
Well, and I know you had a member of the community. I don't know if she was technically part of, my community, because it was right before I think Pink and Black or during Pink and Black.
Oh yeah.
You lost, somebody who was very active in your community. And so, not that you want to go to the darkest place of your mind, but I mean,
But
things do happen. And so,
but now I kind of do, because this happened. That's it kind of it got to me, because that now becomes my first thought. You're referring to Jennifer Brueggemann.
yes,
She was a member of our community, and she was one of the prize winners of the 1313 giveaway that I did on my channel when I hit 1313 subs. And she actually lived near Barnes Jewish, near enough, like within 20 minutes of the where my doctors are, that we were able to hand deliver her prize package to her with her consent. And we met her family, and you were on the phone too.
I was on
And
speakerphone.
yeah, so you got to meet her son-in-law, kind of through the phone, and we got to meet them in person. And she was vocal and active in the community, and she was so happy and thrilled. But I knew that she was on hospice. I knew um she had had health issues, but to talk to her and stuff like that, she seemed very, very healthy. And well, I mean, as healthy as I didn't see it coming, is what I'm saying. And
Right.
then one day, I had noticed, like, man, it's been a while since we heard from Jennifer. Gosh, I hope she's okay. And we found out at the beginning, in January, during the Pink and Black event, I think it was. Yeah, because we did the
Yeah.
memorial tribute. We found out during that event that she had passed away. And that's why we hadn't heard from her. Her health declined and she passed away, and I never even got a chance to say goodbye. And so when people just, who are very active like that, for me, that was a little on the trauma-y side because, there was some personal interaction there. But, just to know that these kind of, things do happen where you get used to seeing somebody's name and everything's, we're all living our lives, and then you notice that they're gone, and in this case, the worst case scenario did happen, and so now automatically, my anxiety-riddled brain thinks that because, somebody that I usually see, I maybe don't see as much anymore, or they've stopped altogether communicating. My first thing is like, "Kristyn, have you heard from X? Because I haven't, and I'm so worried. I'm so nervous." But it is what it is. Um, yeah, and people, it happens. No shame. I'm not no shame to anybody who drifts away or whatever. It's you can watch who you want to and interact where you want to. Um, But yeah, we did have the worst case scenario happen in our little community here, and I always worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, and like perfect what you just said. Like we're not trying to shame anybody because you haven't commented, so we don't know if you're okay or not. I mean, obviously everybody gets to do what they want to do. And some people watch and they don't comment, they work and lurk. Totally understand that. I think it's just more from a human perspective. It's like, I like to try and just assume that if somebody's not commenting, either they've moved on from the hobby or they're, just out there traveling the world, living their best life, doing all the things that my anxiety won't let me do. I try not to go to any, darker places. Like maybe the person is not having a good time mentally, or maybe they're just really dealing with some hard stuff. Like I try not to go down that road just because I already have enough anxiety. I can't be worrying about every freaking person who's ever commented on my videos because I would get nothing done if that was the case.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing my summer staycation the way I am, why I'm taking my break without disappearing from the channel. Without, oh, it's July 20th, poof, I'm gone. Without a word. That's why I'm not taking a break in that way, and I'm not leaving it open ended. Like, guys, I need a break. I'm going through some stuff. I'll be back. No, I'm that's what's going to be happening, but I'm going to be leaving content, and you might not even realize I'm gone. So there's that. What about you though? We're talking a lot about me, but like what's going on with you in the slump? Are you suffering the slump? Have you noticed the slumpage?
Um, I have noticed, there's definitely less views on the videos. There's less comments, I've noticed. I feel like likes are about the same, and again, I think we could talk about in a little bit too about, what can people do to help their favorite creators out. For me, I am trying to put out 2 videos a week. Right now, that is my goal. And I have a few videos already filmed, like some kitting up, some kitting downs, etc., etc. And I'm hoping to do a whip and chat each week, and then one of these other videos or working on the quilt block.
So are
My
are you downgrading that, like kind of stepping it going down a gear weren't you doing 3?
I was doing 3 videos a week, and that for the most part is usually doable. There are times when it's not doable, and I am trying to still give members of the channel one day early access as well. And so because I'm trying to do that, sometimes I would try to do videos on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, let's say. So that kind of threw things off a little because if, let's say, I'm filming a whip and chat on a Thursday and I don't get it uploaded until Thursday night, then I'm like, oh, well, now I'm not doing the thing I said I was going to do and give you early access. So then I might push it to the next day. Again, is anyone gonna like email me and be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. You only gave us 5 hours early access instead of a full day?" No, I don't think anybody's gonna do that.
Well, now I am. I mean, someone
Well,
is. I mean,
I know you're gonna message me while you're on your staycation, so I'm not gonna have a break from you. If anything, you're gonna have more free time to text me random things and pictures and stuff like that. So right now my goal is 2 videos a week. If somehow there are more, there might be, but yeah, that is my goal because I mean, I'm kind of home alone with people who need to be driven and all the stuff. And if I tried,
fed.
trust me, if I tried to if I tried to push myself too much, I feel like I could easily get burned out with making videos, but also diamond painting. Like I like to diamond paint at night to kind of relax. And if I'm trying to pump out a video and I'm not actually getting time to do my hobby that, I'm doing to help with the anxiety and all that, then I feel like I could get a little resentful towards the channel. And when you start thinking about things in terms of I have to, I have to film, I have to edit, then I'm like, okay, no, 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 you don't have to do anything. You're choosing to do it. Kind of reminds me of I was in a group with somebody and she was getting married and she was going over the top, like Pinterest, everything. And she kept saying, I have to get bubbles and I have to get this and I have to get matching cowboy boots and I have to. I was like, do you even want to get married? Because like all I hear is you have
Mhm.
to. And she's like, well, and I'm like, no, no, no. You're choosing to put all these extra stressors on yourself. So, if you want to do it, that's fine. But you might need to change the way that you think about it because right now you're causing yourself more stress because you're having to do all these things that's supposed to be something that's enjoyable and fun. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Two questions for you. One is, have you ever taken how long have you had your channel? How old is your channel and have you 3 questions. How old is your channel? Have you ever taken a break from your channel to avoid burnout? And um I forgot the third question and I'm sure I'll think of it soon.
Okay. Okay. Question number one. I started my channel, and I did just look this up last night actually. Apparently, I started it on July 15th, 2023. But I know I filmed some videos on 4th of July actually because I have some kitting up videos for my cross stitch conversion where you can hear fireworks. so, but I think I had filmed a bunch of videos before I actually did the channel, like just because I wanted to practice editing and stuff. Um, so have I ever taken an official break? No. I've had times where there might have been only like one video or, 2 videos, or I've tried to pre-film so we could, go somewhere as a family, etc., etc. But I have never taken an official or unofficial break. I think the longest I've gone on my channel without a video is 7 days. And even and this is so stupid, like even during the bomb cyclone, when we had the like big old windstorm and we didn't have power for 4 days and internet for almost for almost a week, I technically still had videos because I had videos already filmed, um, that I did put out, which I'm like sitting there going, why was I so freaked out? Like I was panicking, which goes to show you how much we fear the YouTube algorithm, right? I was
No, they
literally like,
pressure us, yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm like, we had to buy concert tickets for a concert for the teenager. And I was like, well, we're going to Safeway. We need to buy these concert tickets. So I'm literally using the studio app and I'm like trying to schedule these videos to go out because our internet our phone service was absolute crap at our house. And so here I am trying to finish uploading these videos in the Safeway parking lot. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, am I that afraid that YouTube's going to punish me for not putting out, my normal videos? It just, looking back, I'm like, why? Why did I stress out about that so much? But in the moment, it was a real fear, because you lose people's interest, and we all have short attention spans now. I'm throwing myself in the mix. I know I do. I was so afraid that like people are going to get mad at me because I'm not putting out a video, which nobody sent me any angry notes or anything like that. But and I know people would have understood or maybe not even noticed, but in my brain it was very, 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 very important to do that.
So have you ever have you ever started to feel a little burny outy at all, or it hasn't, or you are have been impervious to it to this point? Because like I know me, I'm I'm starting to feel and show the effects of a little bit of. I definitely need a break. I definitely need a little vacation.
I feel like there have been times where
That was my
I
stomach.
tell your stomach to be quiet. How
Did you
dare
hear it?
No, I
Like,
didn't. I did
it's
not
because
hear
I
your
took a drink and it does not. It is sorry. That was really. If you hear it in editing, I'm so sorry. That was really, really loud and long, all because I took a drink. So
I did not hear it, so
okay,
we will
sorry.
be
Go ahead.
okay. But if I did hear it, I will point it out in the
It
voice,
sounds
and
like thunder.
and I'll
It
put like
sounds
a
like
big
thunder.
I'll put like a big "yee, yee, yee" thing on the screen if I hear it. Oh god, what was the question? Have I
Have you
ever felt
felt burnt?
burnout?
Yeah,
I have felt kind of, I don't know if it's technically burnout, but there have definitely been times where it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I don't have a women chat yet this week. I should film it." And I've been like, I no, today was too much. I can't do it. I just, I mentally I need to not do that. I think summertime, I feel less inclined to want to film just because I don't have a set schedule like the rest of the school year, for example, because my schedule is dictated by the children's school schedule. So definitely summertime, I feel very like, you know, if it has to be sacrificed, it has to be sacrificed. And then there are also times like I was going to do something 2 days ago and I'm like, I know I won't be able to hold in my attitude. And I knew that I was feeling kind of low energy and just in a crappy mood. And I was like, that would not be a good video for anybody. And also the holiday season where life commitments are kind of at a high, where it's like all these things have to be done all at once. And I definitely have felt like November, December, filming wise, maybe like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it right now. But I guess to answer the question, I have not had burnout, but
that's
there
more
have
like
been.
scheduling inconvenience. I'm talking burnout, like where you have the time, you have the content that could be made, but you're just like, I don't want to. I just want to sit and diamond paint. Like I literally don't want to YouTube. I don't want to video. I don't want to edit. I don't. I could, but I don't wanna. 'Cause
Yeah,
when I'm talking about burnout, I'm reaching that point where it's not that I don't enjoy making content and I don't enjoy putting out content for people to watch or anything like that. It's just that I do it so much on such a regular thing for so long, for a year and a half, without a break, that I'm just like, with all those pressures, like what you were mentioning, to boot on top of it, but that I'm just like, if I don't stop and take a significant chunk of time aside from that, like away from that, I will one day I will I know me, and I will reach the point of I just don't want to do this anymore. So I'm just going to stop. And I don't want to do that. So I'm pacing, I'm telling myself, you're taking an approved step away where you don't think about it. You don't worry about it. The content's there. And I can be free to play video games and take naps and sleep in and not be thinking, got to finish this canvas, got to edit this video, got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I have not had it to that extent, I will say. Like, there have been, a day or maybe 2 days where I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna do this," but it's very short-lived. It definitely does not sound like the same level you have, but you also have the special membership videos as well, and you also have had issues with YouTube, maybe
Mm.
promoting your content, which I can see would definitely play a factor in going, this isn't worth it. You know what I mean? The amount of effort that goes into this, if YouTube is going to, your favorite word, throttle me, then why am I doing it?
Mm.
That's a whole separate video. I know, but it is. But I think it is something that other people who maybe have channels or whatnot maybe have also experienced based on looking at the interwebs. The average person might not realize that you are dealing with behind the scenes stuff involving pushing content or feeling like your content isn't being pushed like it was before.
Yeah.
So how is I think you had also said too that this little, Shark Week, diamond painting, Shark Week, etc., was to hopefully, you know, get back, your YouTube mojo, maybe just the wanting to do things and taking a break, but also maybe, showing YouTube like, hey, my content is worthy of being, pushed and put out there. Look at me. Like, look at what I'm doing. Do you think that's going to help?
I don't know. It's all going to come down to engagement. How much engagement the videos get. I mean, if they don't get much engagement, then YouTube's going to be like, irrelevant, bye now, and it's not going to help. If the videos, get noticed and get adequate engagement, then it will help. They'll be like, oh, look, something relevant. Let's put it out there. Let's pump it out. So ultimately, analytically, it's going to come down to how much engagement the videos get. But I'm hopeful that it will help, and maybe, I jumpstart the algorithm a little bit, just kind of give it a little kick in the pants. Like, look, see, I can put out wholesome, ad friendly. That's the other thing. They want us to make sure that we're ad friendly, even if we don't monetize the video.
Yeah.
That's another little bugaboo of mine. Topic for another day. Arr.
So then, what can we tell people? Because I'm sure people are going to say, "Well, how can we help the YouTube algorithm gods? You know, mention our favorite people, and if there's a channel I like, and maybe I'm not seeing their content pop up in my recommended video feed. How can people help their favorite channels, their favorite creators? How can they help them, maybe get seen more, or just show them like, hey, I'm here, and I mean, I think we were also saying too, like, the goal of making, videos like this, for example, is not, it's not to make anybody feel bad. Like, if you don't comment or you don't XYZ, it's not to call anybody out, or it's not to make people feel bad. It's just, kind of bringing awareness to something that maybe they don't realize goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, it's I've learned a lot since becoming a creator that I'd never even considered as a viewer, and there are some things that we talk about that I was and frankly still am a little bit guilty of, you know, um, but engagement engagement, engagement, engagement. And what I mean by that, that's the best way you can help any creator at any time, but especially during the summer slump, is making sure that you hit that thumbs up, you leave a comment if you can, and you share if you know, share it on your Facebook group, on your Facebook page, share it on your YouTube community, you know, share it with a friend, share it in a message. Um, Comments, likes, and shares, that all helps. Now we have that new community feature. It's not just a community post tab situation anymore. It's like a community feature on our YouTube channels now where you guys as viewers, anyone, you don't have to have a channel, anyone who has a YouTube account and is watching videos can now post on our channel walls. You can post your whips, you can post a question, you can post a comment. You know, you can now post to the community and to us creators, where before it was one-sided. It could only be us posting at you. And now you guys can engage back. You can and I don't we're so it's been one way. It's been a one-way conversation, like a one-way communication for so long. I don't know if people don't realize that now they can also post.
I don't think it's very well advertised to people, and
Not at all.
it's not really trying to like I went to your thing, and it's not really user friendly to get to it. It's not like when you go on Facebook and you start scrolling, you know, you don't have to do anything, you just scroll. And with this new feature, it's not as user friendly, I don't feel like, because in most instances, from what I've seen, you actually have to go to the person's YouTube page and then click on, I think it says view community, which is kind of under their photo, you know, their the channel photo banner thingy mabobber. So it's not like Facebook in the sense of you scroll and then, you know, something catches your eye. I think you have to be a little more intentional about it. I would love
Yeah, and
if
that kind of
YouTube
that's the sucky part. That's the
I
downside.
I would love if YouTube had even, you know, like at the bottom of your app, let's say, there's, you know, home, there's something, there's shorts, there's go live, there's subscriptions. If there was an actual little community icon where people's community stuff came up similar to Facebook, I feel like a lot more people would use it because it right now I don't think it's there, but I think it could have potential. And I know a lot of people don't like Facebook for obvious reasons. I totally see why. I think, you know, definitely if we did something in January, we could definitely utilize those features more because I feel like right now there's so I mean, remember when we did pink and black in January last year?
Yeah, oh,
How
yeah.
many
I
how
I
many
think I remember something about that.
how many people would say, "Oh, I don't have Facebook. You know, I don't like Facebook. I don't want to put my information on Facebook." Totally valid. And that could definitely be a way where people could share things with people without having to go down the Facebook road, perhaps.
Yeah, and we could have issued troll missions on the community situation, and people could respond to that and whatnot.
Yeah. I feel like right now it is not what it could be, but maybe more people need to try and, you know, try it out. Because I know for me, when I post on my community tab, even if it's a general post or a members only post, there really isn't a lot of interaction. And, you know, obviously, if anybody, you know, is in the comments, in the live chat or in the comments, let us know. Do you actually see things when people post them, either, you know, members only or, you know, on their community tab? Because I don't feel like YouTube really pushes those out either.
If
Um,
if it's like you were saying, if it didn't require people to actually like leave their for you their own little welcome page or whatever, and go
Oh,
to channels, individual channels to do certain actions, I think
yeah.
it would catch on fire. I think it would just blow up, um but because it's requiring extra effort, extra steps, and think about how many people, you might be subscribed to, and to have to go to every single
Yeah.
individual channel and then hit their individual community, and then they've made it a little bit less streamlined. They need to make it more streamlined, easier to do, and they need to promote it more, because so many people don't realize that now they can actually post their whips on our channel, and the whole community can see it. All the whole subscriber base can see it, and the creators can see it, and you reach a lot more people, and a lot more people can see your interaction, your whips, anything that you want to share or show. A lot more people can see it when you do it on the YouTube versus the Facebook, because not every subscriber is on Facebook.
No, that's a good point because oops, here I'm touching everything. I mean, if you look at the number of people, let's say, that's in your Facebook group and my Facebook group, and I will have links to those in the description box. Just answer the questions, please, because if you don't answer the questions, then, we're trying to keep it safe places. Um, but I think if you go and you look at our Facebook groups and you look at the number of people that's in each of our groups versus how many subscribers we have, it is not the same.
Mm-mm.
And so if you could potentially reach all of the subscribers that you have in a YouTube community post on your individual community, I think it definitely, I think you could get some really good conversations going. People could say, "Hey, has anyone tried out this shop? Has anyone had a bad experience with, this shop?" Whatever it might be. And, I think it could definitely be a community building community. Yeah, words are my specialty. Just like how we're spilling the tea. Uh, but yeah, I do. It could have potential, but like so many things YouTube does, I feel like they just kind of half-assed it.
Yeah, they kinda just, "Oh, hey, this is a great idea, throw it out there, get it up there, let's not." I mean, if I hadn't read the monthly email thing, I would've missed it entirely, and probably not even noticed, so
Yeah, well, and I mean, just like I even posted in my Facebook group, apparently they're not sending creators emails anymore if you get comments or anything on a video, which I always had on because I don't like to have notifications because it distracts me and I don't want my phone vibrating and lighting up every 5 seconds for something. But the person I chatted with creator support, which not the most helpful thing ever, that person didn't even know that they weren't sending emails to creators. He had to go and escalate the situation and talk to other people and put me on hold several times only to finally figure out, oh, we're actually not sending emails. So the people who are trying to help people don't even know the new rules and the regulations and everything. Like, seriously?
I feel
Come on.
bad because after you mentioned that, you discussed that with me, we were talking about that, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea." I went back and I sorted my comments across all my videos to ones that had new replies, um, that I hadn't responded to, and I just got around to there were comments, new replies from, like, more than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like such a jerk because I'm sitting here waiting for a notification or an email, and it never came. I
Yeah.
never realized that this person responded to my response. You know what I mean? That we were conversing back and forth. I didn't get notified. And so I feel so I ended up responding 2 weeks late, but, at least I respond. But, yeah, we used to get notifications of that in our emails or as a notification, and we're not getting those anymore. So, yeah, it makes more work for us because now we have to click I think it's,
You
3
have
or
to go.
4
Well, you have to
3 or
go
4 more extra
into
steps.
they just I feel
3 or 4 more extra
into
steps.
they just I feel like if they really want us to like double down and use all their services, they need to do better because they're dropping the ball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but how we got caught up in all this, talking about this is, if you want to help your favorite creators make it through the summer slump, because y- the summer slump, I don't know about anybody else, but it can, if you don't realize what's happening, maybe you don't see the big picture, or you don't believe in the summer slump, or whatever the case may be, but you see that your channel hits a brick wall, and that all of a sudden everybody's like disappearing and views are down, and you're stopped growing suddenly, where you were growing just a couple weeks ago, you were gaining subscribers, and then all of a sudden there's crickets. um it can really take an emotional toll on people too. Even if you're expecting it, it still hurts a little bit. You're like, oh my gosh, is my channel in trouble? Am I doing something wrong? Is my content terrible? No, it's just the summer. It's just summer, the summer slump. Um, but you can support your favorite creators and give them not just some algorithmic help, but also maybe a little esteem boost, a little encouragement, a little pat pat pat. You're okay, we're still here, by making sure that you like, comment, and share where appropriate, interact on the community page. My process when I watch YouTube videos is, I, even if it's on the TV or something, which makes commenting so much
it
less
is so
convenient.
hard. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What I will do is, I will, the first thing I do before the video starts, as it's starting, I make sure to go and like it. So at least I got that minimum level of help to that creator. I've liked the video. That's huge. And then it means more than a lot of people think it does. And then what I do is, I will start at the start of a video, before I've even watched anything, I will go in, I'll leave a comment, and if it's, because often it's on my TV, the most convenient thing is some kind of short emoji, like a smiley
Hmm.
face or a black heart or a thumbs up, whatever, but I'll leave an emoji generally, just as a place, like just for the engagement purposes. Like, that's another point of help. So now I've helped them with 2 points,
Yeah,
a like
you
and
don't
a
have to
comment.
write a novel to help out a channel's algorithm, and to let YouTube know that you are in fact watching that comment. I think some people think, if I don't have this long, meaningful, drawn out story saga, that my comment is not going to matter. And I mean, and even just from a personal aspect too, you know it any engagement, I think, like you said, is going to help a content creator feel like, okay, yeah, people are getting something from my videos, and maybe help give them a little little chin nudge to keep going, friend, you're doing great.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to comment or have a conversation, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Um, but like I said, the more ways you can engage, the per video, the more it helps us out, in terms of, it gives us encouragement. It helps us mentally. It gives us encouragement, lets us know that we're being heard, we're being seen, you're here with us, you're, engage, you're watching. We're not out here alone. You didn't abandon us. And it also helps the algorithm, and then to say, hey, this is actual engaging, relevant content. We should be showing even more diamond painters this content. And it helps our channels grow, so that you can have more of a community as well. And so, but the bare minimum thing, the first thing I do is a thumbs up. That is the bare minimum thing I do for every video. Even if it's a video, like, say somebody's doing a fluff, I don't know, a fluffy little
A cute little cat.
bunny, or
Like
a little
this.
bunny named Luann, that, like, I literally don't want, I don't wanna see Luann. I have Luanns in my front yard. Sorry,
Luann
Kristen.
is majestic. Watch
Uh,
yourself, ma'am.
but I still will go and thumbs up every video, like, even if I don't really like what I don't care about the canvas, whatever Kristyn's talking about. True story. But I'll go give the thumbs up because I support her as a creator. And so she could probably just be spending the entire video repeating the word poop. She could probably just be like poop, 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 poopity, poop, poop, poop. And I would still thumbs it up. Just to help out, give her that encouragement, that engagement, get her video that much more support for being pushed out. And then if it's convenient, if I'm watching on a device or I have a device next to me real handy, I will go and leave a comment. And again, it doesn't have to be a conversation if you don't want it to be. It can be. It doesn't have to be. And generally, I'll just leave an emoji. That's what's easiest for me because I watch on TV a lot. And then some videos I'll share on my community page. Somebody's getting close to a subscriber goal. I'll share it on my community page. So I share where appropriate, or I see a video that I think my community should go look at or watch or is relevant. I'll share it to Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, it all helps.
I just had an idea, and I real time thinking right here. I did not run this. I know I did not run this by you. I say, because January is in 6 months, I propose a little troll mission right now. Obviously after people watch this video, not in the middle. Don't be leaving. We need the engagement. I suggest that people go and they watch a video from a creator, preferably some kind of crafting creator. Okay, let's support the crafty people. Go leave a comment. A word. You don't even have to say like Kristyn and Mushy sent us. Like you could just they could leave some pink and black emojis, or even just leave a supportive comment, and then come back here and leave a comment in the actual comment section and tell us who you troll missioned, and then maybe towards the end of the summer, or August or something, when Mushy's done with her little breaky break, maybe the next spilling the tea, maybe we could do a little surprise, maybe a little potential a weighing of the give, perhaps.
Maybe, maybe, but I veto one part of that. I veto the part where it doesn't have to have no.
I was going to say, if you veto the part where there's pink involved, I'm going to veto you. So.
No, you said it didn't have to have pink and black hearts. It could just be a comment or what. No, it has to have a pink and black heart.
Okay. So obviously we're going with the honor system here, but we could be checking receipts, perhaps. And what do you think? Should there be a minimum of how many comments people can leave? Like how many potential entrees into some kind of surprise thing? Because if somebody leaves like 100 comments, that's really awesome and supportive.
I don't think there's there's certainly no minimum, but I think for our intents and purposes, 10 sounds like a good number.
So if somebody leaves 10 comments on 10 different videos or 10 different creators' videos, then they get 10 chances to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I think that would be great. I think we can do our part, sharing interactions and engagement is caring, just like my washi tape, just like my sweatshirt, just like this awesome cover binder you shared with me.
After Jason Momoa.
I don't know if he would be golden or not, so I don't know.
Oh, I think so.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Aquaman.
Mm-hmm. There's gold flecks in his suit. It's a hint. It's an Easter egg.
Okay, well, it's a good thing my husband is sleeping in the chair with the cat, because I don't think he'd want me trying to fantasize about that part of my crushy crush. So yeah. So all right, well, challenge has been issued. I don't have a cutoff date, as I don't even know when this spilling the tea will go out. So let's just say by the next spilling of the tea when we film.
Yep, yeah. Between now and the next spilling of the spilling the tea, which tends to be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks.
And with the summer
But
slump and your
summer,
dark
summer.
week.
Yeah, it's gonna you probably got about 4 weeks. You probably got about a month, friends.
So
I think you can muster up 10 comments or
I
more in a
think,
month.
I think so, definitely.
I
And
believe in
definitely
you.
let us know who you've blessed with some interaction, and others can see who other people are commenting on, and you might just find a new potential favorite channel after, mine and Mushy's, obviously, because we're
Yeah, we
and
start the line forms behind us, okay?
commenting on our videos does not count. It has to be other people, not Mushy and Kristen videos.
But you can if you want to.
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, go back and comment on every video we've ever made, but those aren't going to get you entree into any surprises. So
Yeah, that's kind of what the goal is, to spread the love during the summer slump to other people, and as much as we love you spreading the love to us, and we welcome it, that's not going to gain you. That's not going to count for entry
no.
into the pink and black domain.
I mean, we're just demanding your love. So we expect it. So yeah. Um, any final thoughts? I feel like we've discussed the slumpage and what our plans of attack are. Those obviously could change anytime. They're not set in stone, because again, real life has to come before internet life. But any final thoughts?
Shameless plug, come check me out on Twitch at Mushmellow79. I may start doing some diamond painting, live streaming on Twitch, but I definitely am being eaten alive by zombies over there on a regular basis, and will be doing so on a regular basis throughout my summer staycation. So you can watch your summer staycation hot as hell content palooza video for the day, and then you can come over and check me out on Twitch, see how I'm doing on my staycation, and watch me fail miserably at surviving a zombie apocalypse. Okay, thanks.
Is Twitch, because like I'm showing my ignorance right here, but there could be somebody else who has the same question. It's not just me. Is Twitch somewhere where you have to pay to watch people? How does that work?
No, it's free.
Oh,
You can support the creator by subscribing to them, and that way you get notifications when you can follow for free. I'm not really sure what Twitch subscriptions do for people, but you
is it
can
like
use your
ads?
Prime.
Is it like
If you have
ad
Amazon
free?
Prime, you get every month you get one free like Twitch subscription with
Oh,
your Prime,
wow.
situation. No, it's free. You can just
Hmm.
pop on there and watch free streams. It does have ads. Nothing that can be done about that. Sorry. I think subscriptions might alleviate that a little bit, but it's just it's free.
Okay, because I'm sure other people will have that question who are not in the know with the other what do you call them,
Platforms.
apps and plats. Aren't you fancy using fancy
Yeah.
words? Platforms. I think. I mean, I don't. I like. I already said what I'm. Any final thoughts? No. I mean, I'm just honestly, if I put out 2 videos a week, I'm gonna consider that a winner chicken dinner for me. So yeah, that's my goal for the summer, is to just
Survive.
not not succumb to the anxiety and the constant sass mouths and people needing crap from me on an hourly basis. That's my goal. Hmm.
Well, that sounds like a good goal, but I encourage you to, if you feel like you're gonna burn out or whatever, take a staycation too.
Yes, and we would love to know in the live comments or the comments down below how do you avoid potential burnout or, overstressing during certain times of the year? I know I'm not the only one who has the parent the parent survival mode. Um, we maybe all can share some ideas about how do you how do you do it? How do you how do you not go crazy? How do you not want to start drinking at 10 a.m. Yeah, for
I'm curious.
those of us who can't drink, I literally, how do people friggin' do it? I mean, I don't drink, so I'm always like, oh man, I would love to have a margarita right now.
Ooh, a daiquiri. Oh,
Oh yeah, something frozen and slushy. Oh yes,
yes.
please.
I
Yep.
am I am curious, also, I am curious how many of you kind of, and no shame here, but how many of you think, "Oh, shoot, yeah, I might contribute to the summer slump." How many of you are out vacationing and doing barbecues and outside spending more
And
time outside and
how
not in
many of
front of
you
your
were
device?
how many of you are having fun and getting to do fun, amazing things so we can secretly hate you? I want to know.
Yes. Well, I'm just curious, like, has summer changed anyone's schedule? Do you find your video watching habits have changed
Maybe
during the
for
summer?
maybe even like I watch more videos during the summer or I watch less videos. I know some people might have more free time in the summer. Like I
Mm.
know people who have said, even I think in our groups, I'm a teacher, so I have more time for myself during the summer. But I think, I always think that people have less time, but that's not necessarily the case because some people might actually have more time because maybe they're going to school or they are a teacher or they're in college or maybe they watch their grandkids during the summer. I mean, there's so many different variations that I think our schedules and our habits can take. So yeah, let us know if summer is like the super awesome time when like you get to do things and you get to spend more time watching videos, or if it's like, nope, I am outside 90% of the time because I love sun and I don't get bitten by bugs and I can sit by the pool and I get to go on amazing vacations that people are very jealous of.
I'm people. That's me. I'm people. Who's jealous? I'm
I would
jealous people.
I would love I would love to go places, but like I also know that if I go places, I have to do all the prep work and I can't just pack my entire house with me when I go somewhere. Um yeah, that
I would love to go somewhere that doesn't require a really long car ride because I get to do that I get to do that in my life enough as it is, but I
yes, you
can't
do.
fly. Fun fact, I can't fly.
Yeah, that does limit where you can go.
Yeah, I want to fly. I'm not afraid to fly. I am not supposed to fly because of my liver tumors are prone to rupture, and you get up in the air in a pressurized cabin up in the sky causes thing, how your ears get all ringy and poppy. It causes pressures within your body and it could cause my tumors to rupture, and if that happens, that could within 10 hours lead to no more mushy. So I'm not allowed to fly. It
No,
sucks.
you're
So
not.
now I can't go anywhere unless it's train, boat, car.
Oh. Well, since my phone is at 13% battery life, I think this is the perfect time. Look at this. I should have finished his nose. I missed opportunity for a nose boop right here. Wow.
There's
Um,
something else you can boop.
no. Boop. I'm gonna use my pen for that one. Uh, yeah, I guess call to action. The troll mission has been issued. You may take us up on the mission or not. Yeah, as for when that mission ends, I guess stay tuned for when we announce the next spilling the tea video, and that will give you an idea of okay, yeah, no, not taking any more things. comments and whatnots. That's all we have for you today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to Mush Mush over at her, dark and horrifying channel as well. And don't forget to also check out the Spilling the Tea release papers at Bee's Crafty Corner, our Reid's Putty favorite putty shop, and all of the other things. And we will definitely tea
you later.
It's never gonna be smooth. It's fine. So big awkward hugs. Bye guys.
Bye.
And they're like, hey, we're bathing the goat in the hot tub. Wanna come in? And like his friend was like, no, you're making goat noises and stuff. If anybody's expecting high quality content, well, then they should know better.
Our high quality content's on summer vacation.
I don't need to fart, thank you very much. Rude. So rude. You're just dropping the ball like all over the damn place.
Not if you only knew. Haha, suck my nuts, Kristyn.
Your business is on the internet.
And it's not bronchitis, it's bronchosaurus.
Bronchosaurus, get it right? Okay.
As long as it's not fungus lung.
Because, I'm like, never mind, you can't come in. Don't make me pee in my pool, because I will. I was just being stupid. Nobody has said anything, and I'm just like, I'm going to get away with that? Okay.
Okay. That was better. All right, it should be good for the rest of the video now. Great.
Monday through Friday. Words are hard. For one. But can you hear the guns being fired in the background?
I cannot actually, so...
Yep. That's not fireworks. That's somebody shooting a very loud gun. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato. So I have 2 questions for you.
Sorry, start again.
No.
Well,
but I'd like to go on vacation. I didn't mean to, but you can cut that out if you want to.
Well, geez, let's just end the video on a super positive note right there. Wow.
Just pretend like you've already deleted that part out.
Nope, you do not deserve me to pay attention to that much confetti. No. I'm full of freaking ideas, ma'am.
You just gave me staycation, a 4th week of potential kind of how-to. Staycation week 4 how-tos. Perspective.
Why is that? Why is it pointing at my cat's face? Why is it? No.
All right. Well, I will see you later.
See, we did it perfectly, and we're not even doing the video. Yep, it's fine. Bloopers.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.